Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Quick Take, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Before I get started, today's video is brought to you by ownersaver.com. At 15,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away 3 King of London lightsabers. All you need to do is subscribe and check the pin comment down below to enter. Chelsea have just lost 3-1 away from home to West Ham in a game where we mostly dominated. It's a terrible start to the season. I think pre-season's given us a false hope. We played quite well during pre-season. We won most of our games. We drew against Newcastle. We had a close game against Brighton, if I remember correctly. They came to 4-3, sorry. We scraped past them, but who expected this? Let's just have a look at the stats here. Chelsea with a total XG of 2.45, 17 shots to West Ham's 12, sorry. 622 accurate passes to West Ham's 157. But have a look at the shots here. 17 shots to us, 12 to them. But only 4 were on target whilst they had 6. And I think that highlights one of the key problems of Chelsea at the moment, is that we still do not have a clinical attack. And I know that might sound ridiculous. We spent nearly £1 billion and we don't have a strong attack. I would say that's because we have spent the majority of that money either on the midfield, on the defence, or on future stars like McCallum Mudryk, who plays on the wing. We haven't brought in a world-class striker, and that is exactly what we need. Listen, as I said, we dominated this game. We created many chances. We created one big. Actually, we can't. From 622 passes, we only managed to create one big chance where West Ham were able to create 2 from 157. Bear in mind, they had a 70% passing accuracy, whilst we had 88. They committed more fouls, and we had 9 corners to their 3, and yet they score from a set piece. It's just ridiculous, really. That's just Chelsea, innit? I just said it, but we are not clinical up front. We got a great midfield. Caicedo came on, he played for 30 minutes, and he didn't really do much. In fact, he gave away a penalty after the game was basically already done. We were 2-1 down, and it was past the 90th minute by that point, and it looked like we were down and out for the count, and that just kind of put the final nail in the coffin. But when he came on, he didn't really do much. You know, he was slow to react to things. He put in dodgy tackles, losing possession. And I think Jamie Redknapp brought up the fact that this is his first game in 2 months. So there will be some rustiness, along with the fact that we aren't playing the tried and tested 4-2-3-1, which looked really good during pre-season, because we have lost our beloved Christopher Nkunku, who would have played behind Nicholas Jackson, who, in my opinion, he's not really ready to be the guy that gets us 20 goals this season from what I've seen so far. Yes, he played well during the preseason, and yes, this is the second game week. But the worrying signs are already there. You know, there's no smoke without fire, is a phrase I quite like to use. We do need to get a striker. Ivan Toney will be until January. We cannot wait that long if we want to get top 4. We need to bring someone in now. I think we were foolish. You're going to have a go at me. You're going to hate me. And you're going to call me an idiot and to move on. But I think we were foolish to pass up on the opportunity of getting Romelu Lukaku off the books whilst paying 40 million. Probably could have done 35 million euros plus 5 million in add-ons for Dusan Vlahovic. I know. Everyone hates him, but I really think he's a great player, and he is playing today. We'll see how he does. If he scores, I don't know. That answers the question for me. That certainly answers the question for me. We have a statement coming out from Mauricio Pochettino coming in from Sky Sports right now. That's football. Teams like us, we need to get the right balance. I think today there were a few actions we didn't manage well, and we conceded. We created many chances, and we did well in the first half. We should have won the game. I agree with that statement. We should have won the game. I think we dominated them. I think we absolutely smashed them when it came to possession. Let me just have a look at the possession stats. Jesus Christ, we had 76 possession to their 24, and yet they put 3 goals past us. I think the first goal was from a corner. I missed the first half, but from now on, I will be able to watch every single... Oh, that reminds me. I'm hopefully going to be doing live watch-alongs with you guys. Yes, that's my announcement for it. Kind of impromptu, but I will be doing watch-alongs. I also want to do kind of pre-game talks called there's the pre-game party, the watch party, and the after party. Where just kind of I go through the game with you guys, we share thoughts with each other, have some fun. Basically, a complete rip-off of Mark Goldberg. No, I'm joking. But it is inspired. But we should have won this game. We got some more comments coming in from Mauricio Pochettino. Let's have a look at what he's saying here. In the second half, with another isolated action, we conceded again. Overall, it is the type of game that is difficult to explain. You had the possession, you create, and maybe you were the better side, but in the end, you lose. And that is the story of last season, and it looks like, I hope it's not, but it looks like it will be passing on to this season. It was frustrating when we missed a penalty, we were playing well and we didn't get the reward. Also, the injury to Carney Chukwuemeka changed a little bit in the shape of the team. I forgot about that, but Carney Chukwuemeka is now injured, so now we have who to play behind the striker? Who is going to fill that void for the 4-2-3-1? Is it Kudus? Probably not. He's going to go to West Ham because we gave up on that. Is it going to be Elise? Is it going to be Michael Elise from Crystal Palace? No, because we managed to bugger that deal up. We were apparently tapping him up before sending in a bid, which I'm pretty sure most clubs do. You had to agree personal terms with the player. How do you agree personal terms with the player if you don't communicate with the player? So Michael Elise is off the books. We've been linked to Bradley Barcola of, I think, Lyon he plays for, alongside Lacazette. I hope I'm getting that right. I'm probably getting that wrong. I'm going to be doing a deep dive into him, along with other potential options in that kind of second striker position. Now, Nkunku is injured out for the next 4 months, and Carney Chukwuemeka is injured, although we don't know how long he's going to be out for. Although Carney Chukwuemeka was never going to be the guy that would play behind the striker, I feel like Carney would do well with a loan, but it's going to be hard to loan out an injured player now. So things are going from sin bad to sin worse for Chelsea right now. We need to bounce back. We got Luton next. Luton, we should beat Luton. I say that we're probably going to lose. In good news though, I'm doing quite well on FPL, so there's that. I took out Eze for Mbeumo, and Mbeumo scored 2 goals, so happy days. But again, terrible. I did write some notes down so I could talk about this. I really do think preseason's given us a false sense of hope. Because again, we were in preseason, we were playing the 4-2-3-1, and we were playing well. You know, I really think our strongest team is Chilwell, Colwill, Thiago Silva, and Malo Gusto at the moment. Reece James is out injured for just over a month. There was rumours it was going to be like 4 or 5 months. He's out for a month, 5 weeks. That's a strong defence. And then a midfield pairing of Caicedo and Enzo. I feel like when Caicedo settles in, when he's got some minutes under his belt, and when he's playing against Enzo Fernandez, that can be a really, really strong midfield partnership. Or if we want to play 4-3-3, I am planning on doing a video going over how Pochettino has made changes to Chelsea, what he's done so far, and how he's really transforming the side going into the season. And if that is the case, then we may see the 4-3-3 with the midfield trio of Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and obviously Romeo Lavia. But the attack, it does need reinforcement. Mudryk, I like. He had a bit of a weird game. He was good in spells, but at the same time, he missed chances. He was a bit too fast for his own good, it seemed. He slipped over in the box when he was trying to get a shot off. Just rusty. He really needs to find his footing. He needs someone to bounce off of. And with someone like Christopher Nkunku out of the side, who would have been perfect to bounce off of, you know, not only is he a goal threat, but he's also pretty good on the ball, a good passer, good vision. Would have worked well with Mudryk, but we're also lacking that real striker who can really connect with the players around him. We're lacking that Harry Kane, we're lacking that Victor Osimhen, we're lacking that Robert Lewandowski, we're lacking the Erling Haaland, although Haaland doesn't really do that much to link up with the players around him. It's more the players around him are trying to feed in the ball as much as possible. We're missing that player. We didn't splash on a striker this season. I really thought we were going to get Osimhen. I think if we had got Osimhen, we would actually be in a slightly better position if we didn't get Moises Caicedo. Because one of our biggest problems, and it's haunted us today, we had, 2.5 XG? But you got Nicholas Jackson up front, who had, 12 goals last season? 9 of them came within a 5-week period. So for the rest of the season, he had 3 goals in that entire period. I did do a video kind of going over how I think Nicholas Jackson would fit into the side, and I think that he would be a good striker. And I think he would be a good striker. But in fairness, before we signed him, I'd say about 80 to 90% of Chelsea fans had never even heard of him. They may have known him for his Player of the Month card on FIFA, but that's about it. You can't expect a player like that to come in and fix Chelsea's horrific goal drought, our incredible failure to score goals. You can't expect that from a player like Nicholas Jackson. He needs to come off on the bench, or he needs to be embedded slowly. We've kind of chucked him into the deep end here, and he's drowning. We really need to get a striker. Again, Dusan Vlahovic looks like he'll be staying at Juventus now. I really think we should have just got the deal over the line and just said, you know what, sod it. Here's 35 plus 5 million and Lukaku. That's £325,000 a week off the books. Plus, we don't have to worry about Lukaku anytime soon. And we got a competent, strong, tall striker who is 23, I think 23, coming into 24 years old. But at the same time, he's been playing at Juventus, playing in the Champions League. He's had a really good season for Fiorentina. He equaled the amount of goals Cristiano Ronaldo scored in a season, not a season, in a year when he was at Fiorentina, and then when he moved to Juventus, he equaled that amount. It's not easy to do, especially for a young striker. He was 20 at the time, I think. So we missed out on that opportunity, which leaves us really threadbare when it comes to the striker market. Like, who else is out there? Rasmus Højlund, we missed out on him. He's gone to Manchester United, although he will need embedding slowly again, and he would need a player like Christopher Nkunku to play alongside him to get the best out of him. And obviously Nkunku's injured. So who does that leave us? Let me know in the comment section down below if there's a striker you think Chelsea should look into. But it's not just that. It's not just that. We need that Nkunku backup that we have failed to really find. You know, I really hope Chelsea this summer, and we have been, in a way, we got Malo Gusto in the door, and we got Axel Disasi, so if Thiago Silva is injured, then Disasi can come in. But I really hoped we would be proactive in this window and not reactive, because at the moment, now that the season started, every move is going to feel like a reactive move. We need a striker, but we're going to get a striker now. That's not being proactive. If we were being proactive, we would have brought in Vlahovic, or we would have brought in a striker before the start of the season alongside Nicholas Jackson, because Armando Broja is even back from injury yet, and he's acclimatizing, and he's accumulating interest from Serie A clubs. I swear it's either AC Milan or Roma that are after him. I think it's AC Milan. I say we get rid of him. Burstow, nowhere near, is that his name? Burstow, nowhere near ready for Premier League football, in my opinion. I think he needs a loan. Which just leaves us with Nicholas Jackson up front, because Christopher Nkunku is injured, and you can't do that. He's not ready for that responsibility. He needs another striker who's better than him and has a different profile in order to egg him on in training and to really bring out his competitive edge. We don't have that. We have failed to really invest when we needed to. I'm really struggling to find a name. We do need another kind of a right winger / someone who can play behind the striker. Elise has said off the table. Kudus is off to West Ham, most likely. Barcola, I saw another name I mentioned. I'll have a look to see if it's credible. I won't mention the name now, but I will have a look to see if it's credible. But to wrap it up, great performance from Chelsea, let down in moments. We dominated most of the game, as I said, 76% possession. That doesn't come from a team that's losing or that's getting ran off the park. We played quite well. But we do need to go back into the 4-2-3-1. We need to start Mudryk in more games. I swear we started off with an attack of, what was it, Jackson, Sterling and Chukwuemeka, and then Chilwell playing as a left winger, which I don't understand. Chilwell's a left back. He's a left wing back, maybe, at a stretch. I wouldn't play him left mid. He's definitely best played as either a left back or a left wing back. It shouldn't be anywhere near the wing. Do you know who should be on the left wing? Mykhailo Mudryk. Who's on the bench? Mykhailo Mudryk. So that is one thing I would say needs to change for the Luton game. I think we do need to just try and go back to the 4-2-3-1. As I said, Robert Sanchez in goal. Chilwell, Colwill, and then Axel Disasi, Malo Gusto, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Mudryk, and then Kane Chukwuemeka, because we have to. Noni Madueke on the right-hand side, and then Nicholas Jackson, because he's literally the only striker we have who's either fit or somewhat capable of competing in the Premier League, but not really a well-beater. Not like Harry Kane, not like Haaland, not like even Richarlison. Oh, not Richarlison. Ignore me on that last point. That was terrible. But you know what I mean? We are missing that final piece of the puzzle, and I think we've invested heavily into the midfield that needed to be rebuilt, a couple of seasons ago. We kind of let it stagnate. We got Kovacic, and then we kind of just left it to rot. And then we've had to invest heavily. We spent so much money. Enzo was, what, 100 and... let's just say Enzo was 110. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was like 126 million euros, which is about 110 million. Moises Caicedo 115, so that's already 225 million in that, plus Caicedo, so that's nearly 300 million pounds spent on 3 players for the midfield, and 2 of them didn't start. Lavia probably wasn't ready. Moises Caicedo wasn't ready. But we move. Conor Gallagher, goodbye. Just sell him. Try and cash him on him now, so we can invest money into getting a striker or the second strike or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't say no to Felix coming back, but it does seem like Pochettino and the board are against Felix returning. And he's openly said he wants to go to Barcelona. But so does 99.9% of every other player. So tough times ahead for Chelsea. We need to really just pick our heads up. Started the season off with a draw against Liverpool, now a loss against West Ham. We have 1 point in 2 games. That is terrible. I think we've got like 5 Premier League wins in the last 31 matches in the Premier League, which is just fantastic stuff. Well done, Chelsea. Thank you for watching. I have been the Quick Take. As I said, let me know in the comment section down below what striker you would bring in to fix this goal scoring problem. Who do you think we should sign next? Do you think Conor Gallagher, should he stay or should he go? Okay. Shout out Stranger Things Season 1. I've been the Quick Take, and I will catch you in the next one. See you later.